Hello, everybody. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for some of you guys to get on because I am on here live. So just so you guys know, it is quiet right now, but it might not be quiet in 5 minutes. We just got done doing some school, and I have some kids napping, some kids outside, and some kids doing art downstairs. But I have some important stuff I want to talk to you guys about. And I made a couple notes, but hopefully this will go well. And if not, it's real life. So my kids might come in here. Someone might be crying at some point. Somebody might need food. I don't know. But I'm here. I decided that I can't wait for the perfect time to do a live video because there's always something going on. And I can't always make it work. But I have kind of come to the conclusion that that's okay. It's okay if I do it whim of the moment, and if my kids interrupt, then that's okay too. So you guys probably, I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but we have not put a video up on our channel here for, gosh, I think like 4 or 5 days. 5 days, I think. And I didn't do that, so I could have, but I didn't. And I'm going to talk to you guys about why I didn't and what we're going to do moving forward and what a bunch of different things. And then you guys can ask. You guys can ask questions, and if I see one that pops out, I will answer you guys. But first, I'm going to tell you where I went this weekend. I went to Chicago. Cozette and I went. She was so good. She was such a good girl. I went to Chicago with her, and I met up with my sister and my best friend and my sister's best friend and my best friend's sister. It was so much fun. We learned so much. We went to Chicago for the purpose of going to a Young Living Diamond event. Super amazing people, amazing speakers, awesome inspirational weekend. And a lot of things hit home for me because I'm going to be honest with you guys. Where was I going? Why did I go? I went to learn. I went to figure a lot of different things out. I have made this vlog a year and a half ago because I really, really wanted to share our life, and I really wanted to share what our family does and what we're about. I really wanted to be have a lot of authenticity with you guys. I want to be authentic with you guys, and I did that for a long time. And then you know what happened? I think what happens to a lot of people too is I veered off from a lot of my authentic self because I was trying to please everybody. And I can't do that. It's tough because social media is a very hard platform, especially if you have kids, if you have a religion, or if you have certain beliefs that not everybody believes in. You kind of come to a point where, can you handle the backlash? Like, can you handle the negativity that comes with it? Now, our vlog, we are like 99%, right? Like you guys are amazing. I love you guys. You guys are my friends. I love you so much. But there are those people, right? There's always that neighbor. There's always that one person that just can bring everybody down. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's like you're in a mom's group, and there's always that one mom, right? There's always, like, everywhere we live, there's always that one neighbor that you're just like, why are you so downer? Like, why? Why are you so judgmental? And so putting our family out on social media has definitely given us a lot of amazing things, but has also brought some negativity with it as well. And I don't want to sit here and talk about a lot of negativity, but I do want it to be known that, like, when you are out there in the public eye, that you do get that. So whatever I do with my kids or my family, you will get 99%, oh my gosh, you guys are awesome, and I agree with that. And then you get this 1% that's like, you are the worst person in the world, and I can't believe that you do that. And it's almost like you've probably heard the expression of, you have to say something positive to your spouse or your kids 10 times for every one negative thing that you say. And so it does hurt. Like, we're human, right? Things affect you and it hurts your feelings. So how do you deal with that? So what I want to talk to you guys today is kind of where we are now and where we want to go, like, moving forward, and kind of what I have lost with vlogging and sharing our family and how we're going to change things. So this weekend I went to Chicago. It was super fun. I met some amazing people. We took the plane over there, switched planes in Seattle, met up with my amazing best friend, my sister, and got to see my little nephew for the first time. He's so sweet. He's only 2 days older than Cozette. It was awesome, you guys. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go do it, because I have lots of awesome pictures there, and I'm going to be posting more from our trip. We had an awesome weekend. We learned some amazing things about being authentic and using your authentic voice. That was the biggest thing that I think I learned from this Diamond Bound event, was that if you are not your authentic self, then you're doing something wrong. You cannot always be like someone else. I have looked at other vloggers, Instagrammers, other moms, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're amazing. I love what they're doing. And it's kind of like, oh, this is working for them and they're doing awesome, so I'm gonna try to be like that. But that is not, like, you can't do that. It doesn't, you have to be who you are. And I have definitely held back from that because of fear of being judged, and fear of people, I guess. So why are we here? Why is our family here? Why are you here? Why, like, I want to tie this all into, like, kind of like what the purpose is and like what our purpose is. So let me just give you guys a tiny bit of a backstory. And when I was growing up, when I was a kid, we did not live in the healthiest of homes. I think I've kind of shared some of that on our vlogs with you guys, that growing up was not a good home. We had a lot of abuse in our home, kind of in every, if you can think of a way to be abused, it happened in our home. There was a lot of cult-like things involved. We were very sheltered. We didn't go to school. We didn't have friends. We weren't allowed to leave our front yard. All of that kind of stuff. And it was a very unhealthy environment. My parents were very negative. They never succeeded at anything because of their negative attitude. Nothing was positive. So they couldn't work because their body ached too much. They couldn't buy food because they didn't have a job, but they never tried to get a job. Everything was negative, and nothing was like, you can do it if you want to. It was the kids, us kids, made their life miserable. And told all the time as growing up as a kid that if it wasn't for us kids, then they would be successful. But because they had us kids, we were not, they couldn't be successful. Which is so crazy to me, because I am the opposite. I feel like if I didn't have my kids, I would not be successful. And I'll try not to cry while I'm talking about all this, because when I was gone, it made me really realize so much about how I love my kids, and I love my family, and I love Jason, and like, I can't imagine. I'll stop talking now, because I'll just be crying on here the whole time. But I can't imagine not having them in my life. So I will never understand how a mother cannot love their children, and how she could blame them for their unsuccessfulness and their poverty and just all kinds of things. I'll never understand it. It'll be something that I just don't get. So anyways, with that said, my passion has always been to help other people. My passion has always been to overcome any fears that I have, and to share my stories so they can help other women, other men, other people, anybody in a situation that I've ever been in, whether it was growing up the way that I did, or whether it was just being a loving mother. I remember very clearly growing up that I used to pray every night. I can't remember a night I didn't pray this, that if I wasn't going to be a good mother, that God just wouldn't give me kids, because the way I grew up, I didn't want to have children if my kids would ever endure or suffer anything that I had been through. I just didn't, I would rather have not had kids ever. And so when Jason and I were married, we got married at 17, and our kids, we wanted to have kids. Both of us loved kids. And you know, I was a preschool teacher for a while, and then I worked and helped a lady with a daycare center, and we both ran it together, and it was amazing. I loved it. So we were married for 3 years before we had Hanny, and in between that we had some miscarriages, and I literally took that as a sign when I had those miscarriages that God was telling me I wouldn't be a good mother. And so I kind of came to a point where I accepted that and was like, well, I would rather not have any kids if I'm not going to be a good mom, if I'm not going to be able to give my children what I did not have. So when we had Hanny, it was like, I didn't even believe that she would be born when I was pregnant with her. I really, really didn't. I believed that I would miscarry her or that she would die at birth, or I didn't even know. I thought for sure that I wouldn't get to keep her. So when she was born, it was like the most amazing moment in my life. I remember very clearly just saying over and over and over that I was going to be a good mom. And yeah, Annie's looking at me like, with me? It was with you. Mm-hmm. And so Jason said I said that for a really long time after she was born. And I knew at that moment that like my life had a purpose, because even growing up I knew that like there was something more for my life, and there was something more for like my purpose was going to be for something better. And I truly believe that everybody out there, every one of you watching right now, that all of you have a purpose in your life, and every one of you is going to have something different, right? Like my story is not going to be the same as your story, but all of you have a purpose in your life. And whether you found that yet or whether you haven't, it is there. And for me, I have always had a vision, a dream, a goal, whatever you want to call it, to help other people. So when we started this vlog, that is what I wanted it to be about, to share our stories. Now, when we first started, if you go back and look at a lot of our vlogs, I shared a lot more of our life with you guys, but we were small then. You know, a year ago we had maybe 5,000 subscribers. Now we have almost 60. And you guys, I can't even believe it. I honestly can't. But because of that, there has been negativity that's come with it, and it has made me not want to be as authentic as I feel like I should be, and that I want to be, because of that fear. And there are negative people in this world. There really are. And it's like, can you get past it? Can you move past it? Can you be okay with that? And I thought I was for a long time. I really did. I thought, this is okay. Like, I can deal with that. I cannot read it. I cannot look at it. The fact is, you guys, is I'm not as strong as I thought that I was. So there you have it. So I wanted to, let's see, how to overcome that battle. So how do you overcome that, and how am I going to overcome that? I think it is being confident in who you are. I have always been confident in my ways of parenting, my ways of what I believe in, and because of judgment, it almost makes you think, like, am I doing the right thing? And then you double think it, and then you're like, but no, this is right for my family. Because all of you, what's right for my family might not necessarily be right for your family, right? It might not be the same thing. So I'm trying to overcome that fear of that judgment, and I hope that you guys listening, that if someone's been judging you and someone's been bashing you, or there's always that person, right? That you guys can remember that who you are, because you have to be who you are. This is honestly the thing that I learned this weekend that made me really step back and realize that being authentic is the most important thing that you can do when you're sharing your life, especially if you're sharing it on social media in the public eye. Growing, I'm always growing. You are always growing. Everything that we do in our life, we're always learning from experiences. Even during this trip, I learned things that I thought that I didn't even need to know, or I didn't even need to learn. But it can be uncomfortable. It really, really can. It can be so uncomfortable. So putting ourselves out on social media has been a growing experience, and it has not always been comfortable. It has sometimes been very uncomfortable. And I think a lot of people, that's where they stop. They give up and they stop, and they don't do it anymore. They don't share because they can't get past that uncomfortable stage. I'm going to move past this comfortable stage. I am going to move past it, and there's nothing that anybody can do or say or to stop me, because it is more important to me to be authentic with you guys and to share our stories in a real and true way than it would be for me to try to please all of you out there, whether you agree with what we do and like, or whether you don't. Social media expectations, I have had a lot to think about on this, because if you're a mom, if you're a teenager, if you're a dad, I don't care who you are, if you put something on social media, sometimes it's going to be negative, right? Or sometimes you go to someone's social media, like you say, oh, hey, Sarah Jane so-and-so, they have the most amazing life. Their Instagram is full of beautiful, perfect, amazing pictures. Their Facebook looks like this. This family vlogger over here there's nothing wrong with them because everything they do is amazing. Well, I'm happy actually to tell you that they're not perfect, neither am I. And we've had some people message us and say, how do you keep up with all 7 kids? How do you homeschool? How do you do this? You must be amazing and perfect. Well, I'm not amazing and I'm not perfect. I'm doing my best. That is what I'm doing. And for the people that are awful and disgusting, and you should never be homeschooling your kids because you don't have an education background. Well, I'm also happy to tell you that I'm doing my best, and I am doing what I feel called to do. And I think a lot of people, they stop doing what they feel is right. They stop doing what they feel called to do because of the judgment. And we have to get rid of that. We have to get rid of that. We have to move past it and realize that to be that authentic person, we have to share who we really are. Now, I have stopped sharing a lot of personal stuff on our vlog. If you guys have noticed, if you've watched, I stopped talking about Ebenezer's medical stuff because there was so much judgment out there. But you guys, I prefer natural medicine. I really do. And that is something that I have hidden from you guys for a long time because fear of judgment. You know, a lot of people think if your kid has the sniffles, you're going to run them straight to the ER in the middle of the night because they've got a fever of 101. But that's not me. That's not me. I would sit back and say, okay, evaluate the entire situation. What is it that I have that can naturally help this child first before I rush them out and get them antibiotics, or before I rush them out and do this and this? That's my authentic self, and I want to start sharing that with you guys a lot more because I have not been that way. And it's not just about medicine. It's not just about that. It's about so many things. I don't share sometimes about how I parent Cozette, a newborn baby, or how we co-sleep, or how our children's health as far as food, and why we travel, you know, why we've chosen to homeschool, why we believe in homeschool, why we believe that it's the best for our children. And I think part of the reason that some of the downers that judge is because I'm not sharing why. And because I have that fear of, if I share my real belief on this and my real passion, then we're going to obviously get judged for it. And it hurts. It like really does sting, you know, when that happens. Because they're my kids, right? Like they're my kids, they're my husband, they're my family. So when I went to this event and I was hearing all these speakers talk about being authentic and being yourself, using your voice, and not really caring about what other people think, it made me realize that I have lost touch with that, and I have lost touch with being authentic with you guys. Hi, Awesome Life. I'm really glad that you're here, and I hope you rewind and listen because, or maybe you don't want to rewind. I kind of got emotional there because I got a message. Was it a message or was it an email? I don't know. From somebody who literally said this, quote unquote, "You love your kids way too much. That is very unnatural to love your children that much. You need to back off." And I was like, how in the world could somebody say that to another person? Like, would you walk up to a person in real life? Would you go to your neighbor and say, you love your kids way too much? You need to stop loving your kids that much. If there is someone out there like that, then you guys need to reevaluate your life, honestly. You need to evaluate your heart. You need to check your heart. You don't say stuff like that to people. I love my kids so much. I understand, I accept, and I acknowledge that I tell my kids that I love them a lot every single day throughout the day, but that's who I am. I tell my kids they're cute. I tell my kids they're adorable. I tell my kids that they're amazing. I tell my kids that they're awesome, even if it's because they found this little gem that Ebby found in the mall on the ground and he thought it was the coolest thing ever. And so I told him that it was awesome and pretty and that he should keep it and keep it safe. Because that's who I am. I can't not be myself. I could not stop to say, oh my gosh, I think I told my kids that I loved them 25 times today. I should probably cool it down and not tell them anymore. I can't do that. That's me. So it's one of those things where you're like, why would you say that to another person? And I guarantee you that anybody watching, if you have ever made a negative comment on somebody's vlog or Instagram or social media, if you have judged them, if you would not say that to their face, you need to not write it to them. Because when you write it to them, it is saying it to their face. It is your character. It is you speaking out. And you can't do that. And if you do it, you literally need to check your heart. You need to figure out why you are doing that. Are you sad about your own life? Are you negative about your own life? I mean, what is it? I absolutely love my family. I will never understand a parent who yells at their children at the park because they're playing. I will never understand parents who tell their kids they are stupid or they need to knock it off, or I don't get it. I've listened to parents in stores and malls and their kids ask them for a toy and they are yelled at their kids and they're like, that's a waste of money. That's this. Why? I don't get it. I'm not like that. And I want to share more with you guys about the kind of mother and parent that I truly am, even if some of you will judge me for it. I did not go to public school. I was not schooled until I was 16 years old. I didn't go to a school. And I moved to Oregon with my older brother, who I did not know. He put me in school, he put me in college, and it sucked. I am not gonna even sugarcoat it in any single way. It was really hard. I didn't know what I was doing. I felt completely stupid. I felt out of place. It was hard socially, emotionally, academically, every way you could think of. It was very, very hard. And I did it though. I got past it. I finished it. I didn't back out. I did not give up. It was a growing experience for me. And if I would have given up, I wouldn't be here today. Then I met Jason. We finished our schooling together. We got our degrees. And I grew through that. It wasn't easy and it wasn't comfortable. But if you don't get through those uncomfortable things in your life, you can't move forward. And I'm really trying to put that into perspective for me, because there are a lot of things that I literally have had my camera. You guys, this happened to me so many times. I have had my camera, it's in front of my face, and I'm like, I want to share this. I will start sharing it, and then I turn it off, and I'm like, no, I can't share that, because if I share that, I don't even want to hear the judgments, or people won't understand. But the thing is your stories resonate with so many people. So when I started vlogging, I had told myself, if I only touch one person, if one of my stories only changes one person's life, it would be worth it. And I lost touch with that because that one other person's negativeness came out, and then I was like all scared and like, I can't handle that scary thing that's happening. And it was scary. So now I'm reevaluating. I'm like, I can't let that happen. I can't let that be like that. So I had lost a lot of motivation with vlogging. I had lost a lot of motivation because I wasn't sharing myself. I was sharing things that I thought I should share, or sharing things that I felt like other people would want to share. Just like Shepherd, he was going through a really naughty stage, you guys. He was like getting into everything. Every day it seemed like he was just like, Mom, I'm going to test my mother now. I'm going to go take apart this thing over here. I'm going to go take apart this other thing over here. And I'm going to spill water. And I'm going to put my hands in my poopy diaper. And I'm going to destroy my entire bedroom. And he was going through this phase, right? And I shared very few things on that. And the judgment was, you never watch your kids. You obviously don't pay attention to your kids. You obviously are a terrible mother. And so it made me not want to share those things anymore. Very few people who just obviously are unhappy with their own lives. That is the only explanation I've ever been able to come to, is that if you are that negative and that willing to talk so ugly about somebody else, then you obviously have problems with your own life. And you need to check your heart for real. Like, that's just unacceptable. You just don't do that to people, okay? And so when things happen in our life, I'm like, I want to share that. I want to share it with you guys, because there are people out there that this will be impacting. There's people out there that this will be helping them with. But my stinking fear has kept me and held me back. And that is no more. That is no more. What am I doing moving forward? No more fear. No more fear. Because I truly believe in my calling. I truly believe that I have a message. I started out in this live video telling you guys some about my childhood and where my heart was, and how growing up was very difficult, very negative environment. And I wanted to change that in my children's lives, and I wanted to change that in my life. And so that has been my passion, helping people, giving people what they need. Okay, I'm gonna tell you one other story really quick, because it was amazing. When I was at the airport this weekend, when we were leaving, I flew from Chicago to Denver. And when we were in Chicago, my flight was late. It was so late that it made me miss my last flight to come home to Billings, from Denver to Billings. It was the last flight going out, and I didn't know what to do because it was the last flight. I had Cozette with me. I had put everything in my suitcase because I didn't want to carry it all through the airports. So the only things I brought with me was some diapers, some wipes, my wallet, and some water. I didn't bring a coat. I didn't bring a blanket for Cozette or anything, because in my mind I was sitting there thinking, I'm hopping on this plane. It's an hour and a half home from Denver. It'll be fine. So obviously, if I was an amazing mother, I would have packed everything that I should have needed for her, blanket, coat, in case of something unexpected, but I didn't. And it sucked. I had no bag. I had nothing for Cozette. I had 2 diapers in my diaper bag, and I was stuck at the airport for the entire night. We go through security, or we go through to the customer service line. The line is the longest line that I've ever seen. I was like, I'm going to be in this line for like a couple of hours. Well, while I was in that line, and I'm going to try to make this story short, I met some amazing people in that line. There was a lot of people complaining. There was a lot of people saying how awful and horrible this experience was, and how they're going to sue the airline, and how it's horrible. But you know what? This was United Airlines, you guys, and I'm shouting out United Airlines right now, because they were doing the best that they could. They had extra people come out to help as many people as they could. They set up water and food bar there so people could eat. But for some reason, it was making some of those people very angry that United was trying to be nice and trying to help people. I didn't understand that whatsoever. Yes, the situation sucked, but what can you do? What can you do? There was nothing you could do. Being angry was not going to help the situation. So this lady behind me, I saw her, she was looking at Cozette, and she was like complimenting on how Cozette was being really happy and excited. And, you know, I wasn't thinking much. I was just like, yeah, I know she's doing really good. I was trying to be positive. There's a guy in front of me who had a pregnant wife who, you know, you could tell she was stressed, and he was stressed. And I was just like, try to be positive, you guys, because there's nothing else you can do. Like, this is out of our control. So, you know, we got to do the best that we can. We got to have the best attitude that we can. So I was trying to be peppy about it. Anyways, I get up there to the line, and I had told the guy that was helping me, I was like, you seem like a really nice guy. I really need you to help me. I have a baby. I don't know what to do. I think my flight was canceled because of weather conditions, and I understand you guys are not obligated to put me in a hotel because of weather conditions, but they did. They gave me a hotel room because of weather conditions. And then I was gonna go try to get to my hotel, okay? So this lady that was behind me in line, she had her husband and they had a 15-year-old daughter. And I went down, they told me where the bus was, but it wasn't a bus, it was a subway. And so I thought I was supposed to be looking for a bus. And anyways, long story short, I met this family. And when they found out that I didn't have anything for Cozette, they found out that I didn't have my bags. And I wasn't wearing a coat, she wasn't wearing a coat. It was like 30 degrees in Denver. You guys, they gave me their sweater off their back. There's two sweaters. They gave me 2 sweaters. And they waited for my bus for me, so I could stand inside with Cozette, not stand in the cold with her, which was at least 30 minutes, and they missed their own bus to their hotel. I was so amazed by this, and I was so touched. It just made me really realize that that was them, like that was their authentic self. They missed things for themselves because their character was to help others, and their character showed through, even though they missed their own flight, that their flight was delayed, that they had to wait till the following day, that they also had to get a bus to the hotel. Their character was to help others in need. And so they stopped and dropped what they were doing to help me, who didn't even deserve their help, to help Cozette, this little baby. And it was so humbling, and it was another confirmation for me. And I'll just try not to cry again because it just makes me emotional to think about it. These amazing people missed their own buses like 2 or 3 times just so that they could stand with me and help. And that made me really realize how I want my character to always be authentic, and to always share my character in a way that is consistent and not in a fearful way because I'm afraid that somebody might judge me for it. And so that's what I'm going to do. That is what I'm going to do, is be 100% authentic with you guys and share our life kind of in a way that I haven't before, because I'm always trying to make it so that we can't be judged, but that's kind of impossible, right? Like, no matter what you do, you can be judged. I'm drinking coffee this morning from City Brew, and it's not the best coffee for me. It has sugar in it. But I don't even care right now. Like, I don't care if people know that I have sugar in my coffee, because sometimes it's like, who cares? That was a bad example, by the way, and I realize that. I very fully do realize that, but I'm emotional right now and I don't even care. So, anyways, I think that is what I wanted to share with you guys today, is just that I want to be authentic, and I want to share our real life with you guys. Pour coffee. I love coffee, you guys. You don't even know. You don't even know how much I love coffee. I wish I didn't love coffee as much as I do, but it is so good. This is what I got. Can you see it? It's coconut milk. I've never had this before, actually. It was called a glacier chai from City Brew. It's like white chocolate and chai or something. Anyways. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Shiloh, be quiet because Cozy's sleeping on my bed, okay? Yeah, Cozette sleeps on my bed. That's another thing that I've wanted to really share about how we parent and how we co-sleep with our kids. And I haven't, because I'm like so scared that somebody's going to be like, oh my gosh, your baby's going to die because your baby's in bed with you, or you left the blanket too close to your baby's head. She's probably going to suffocate. What a horrible mother you are. We're smart people, right? Like, human beings are not dumb. We're smart enough to know how far to leave the blanket from our baby's face, right? So it just, anyways. Okay, you guys. That's the purpose. That's the goal. To be authentic, to share more, and to do the goal of what our vlog was supposed to be about. What else is going to be said. I also want to say too that I'm sharing a lot more over on Instagram than I am here. I have decided that I am only going to be doing YouTube right now 3 days a week. I would love for you guys to all follow us over there on Instagram. I would love it so much, but I know some of you don't have Instagram, and I realize that some of you stick to your platform, and that's fine. But I'm just being honest that YouTube is a lot of work, and a lot of people don't realize what you put into it. I really, truly never understood it until I did it myself. There is so much work that goes into it, filming and editing, and I want to put more of my passion into helping others, and I want to put more of my time into helping others. So I am going to be doing a little bit less YouTube and a lot more on Instagram. And so I really hope you guys will follow us over there at the Epik Brandon family, because I want you guys to be a part of this. I want you to be a part of our life, and I want, like, you guys are my friends. I feel like when I read you guys' comments, I feel like you guys are my friends. We travel so much, I don't have a ton of friends, and you guys are my friends. I love you guys. The messages and comments that I get from people who are like comment all the time, I feel like I'm learning to know you, and I love chatting with you guys. We reply to as many messages as we can, especially on Instagram. I love talking with you guys. I am always being as genuine as I can, because I truly, truly care about and have a passion for people, for health, for wellness, for life, for abundance, for living financially free, for all these things. There's goals, and I want to share it all with you guys. So I'm going to be sharing so much more over there because it's easy. I put up stories. I just feel like in the moment I can share something that's on my heart or on my mind. So you guys want to say hi to the boys? You can come say hi.
Do you know the yucky water and the like the yucky water?
The yucky water in the river?
I actually did, like, just my leg fell in it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't worry, I ran into the clean water.
You ran into the clean water?
And it went like all the way until my whole leg stopped.
Oh,
and
wow.
now as fast as I can. And did this.
Was it like muddy water?
No, it was just like really yucky.
It was really yucky water.
Yucky.
So then you went to clean water and you cleaned yourself off?
Yeah, and I was there for my whole body. It was just on my leg.
Well, it sounds like you did what you thought. What was the best thing?
Mommy, I did that. We just doing challenge
you did a challenge?
And I was floating yucky water.
Oh.
Not that big.
Did it scare you, Ezra?
Yeah, it scared me like super.
It scared you so much?
It scared me so much.
Did you kind of learn maybe not to play in that area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just play on two.
Kind of learning your limits, huh? They're learning their limits. They're definitely learning their limits. Where's your umbrella?
Yeah.
I don't know. You go look for it. Just don't go upstairs because Cozette's sleeping, okay? Ezra, can you do your eyebrow thing? You're like, let me see. Oh, Ezra lost a tooth while I was gone this weekend too, didn't you?
Right here.
Yeah, right there. Let me see your eyebrows. It's like the cute thing. And do it when you go up and down.
It's really hard.
You're so cute. See, you guys, how in the world could anyone expect me not to tell my kids how cute they are? Look at what I'm looking at. Ezra, do you like it when I call you cute, or would you rather me call you not cute? Or just not say anything at all? Do you know you're cute? Oh yeah, look at those eyebrows. Mm-hmm. All right, you can go play. You stink though. Whatever you fell in was really stinky. It was like bird poop stuff or something.
Well, it was just like really disgusting water. I'm gonna go change my pants.
Yeah, be super quiet because Coco's sleeping, okay? Oh my gosh, that's funny. So we live by the river out here, and if Shiloh or Kai or someone goes with them, I let them go down by the river. And there's a couple spots where we've been like, don't go there and don't go by there. But you know, kids, sometimes they're like, if we're not supposed to do that, then we're probably gonna try it. So I kind of expected that they would at some point. But he just learned a lesson and came and told me that he learned the lesson, that he fell in this spot and it scared him, and now he's never gonna do it again. So that's another thing about parenting that I love to share, is that kids know their limits. If you give them some freedom, they will learn their limits, and they will in return be safer for it. There have been a lot of studies on that, It's not just like a general like opinion that I have. There's actually facts and proof and evidence that if you give your kids freedom to explore, then they will be a lot more self-aware of what's going on. So yeah, I want to share more of that too. So anyways, you guys, I don't want to make this video super long in case people want to rewatch it, but that's where my heart is. I hope you guys will come beside me and walk this walk with me. I hope that you guys will be a part of our family, our growth, our journey, because I truly want you all there. Like I said, you guys are my friends, and I love every single one of you. And if your heart has been soggy, if you want to say, if your heart has been in the wrong place, it is not too late to change. It is not too late to do the right thing. If you need to apologize to somebody, or if you need to reevaluate where your heart is, it is never too late to make a change. So go out there and do your best. And that is what we're doing, right, Ezra? Always trying our best every day. I tell the kids every day, if you mess up, if you make a mistake, you can turn it around. You can make it right. Is that right, Ezra? You can always make your day better. You can always make things right with people. So, do you want to say goodbye? You want to tell everybody goodbye?
Bye. wait, last thing.
Last thing. Oh, last thing. Eyebrows. Hanny, do you want to say hello and goodbye too? There's my beautiful first daughter who just made me the best thing in the world. Just made me a mother, which was awesome. She's amazing, by the way. Yes, Hanny started dance. So, all right, I'm signing off so that when people want to rewatch, that they don't have to watch for 3 hours.
It says 41 minutes.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Hi, people.
Bye.
All right, so again, follow us on Instagram for a lot more stories, and we'll see you on YouTube 2 to 3 days a week at this point. And get ready for a wild ride. Get ready for some amazing, fun stuff, because it is not going to be the same. It is going to be true, real, raw. That is my goal. My life. You know how I'm always oh, I can't share that on video because somebody might say something?
Yes.
Oh, that's gone. Because she's laughing. She's like, oh no. Because you guys, we're funny. We do so many weird things.
We need to hang cameras, hidden cameras up here, because it would be so weird.
We do. We're just really weird and funny. You guys, the word fart in our house
is all the time.
Oh, not the giggling, walking, what? Oh yeah, we're always fat joking. I don't even know why, but it came up, and we're always I'm gonna go eat brownies, so you're kitchen in 10 minutes, people. So we're just weird and funny, and then we just know.
It was funny because I told Mom, I was texting Mom when she was gone, and I said, I really miss Cozette and my other aunts. I was I really miss everyone except for Mom because she's not fat enough. except
I don't even know
my
why.
aunts are very skinny.
I don't know why.
I love you
just
though.
funny.
I'm just kidding.
I know you love me. I love you too most of
And
the
you
time.
look really good in the shirt, by the way.
Okay, guys, we'll sign off.
Look at this.
Come join us and be beside us. We will see you guys. We'll see you guys later. Okay, Ezra, say bye. And thank you so much for whoever. I just saw someone sent us a super chat. So before we sign off, thank you so much. Who sent that? I have to.
Someone sent that.
Oh wow. Oh, Thomas Sauter. I think that's how you say your name. I love you. I see your comments. I see your messages. You are amazing. Epic life. Inspire someone with your story.
Yes.
We don't just say it. We really, truly mean it. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Love you guys.